Killing Time. Out of Time or Out of His Mind. A short story by N. Joseph Glass. Copyright 2025. Chapter 1. The Investigation. Anyone who's ever watched a cop show knows the husband is the most likely suspect in a married woman's murder. That cliche doesn't make the statistics any less true. Have I ever booked a husband for killing his wife? Nope. But as they say, there's a first time, if you get my meaning. In this case, I have zero doubt. Bernard Mitchell sliced his wife's throat open. Do I know why? No clue. Motive matters, of course. But if the evidence convicts, I don't need to prove motive. I don't need to prove anything. All I need to do is catch the bastard and tag the evidence that'll put him away for this and his next life. No, I'm not a religious guy per se. What I'm shooting for is a double life sentence with no parole. Even us cops don't know why they incarcerate someone with zero chance of getting out on good behavior for twice their life expectancy. Maybe it's just for the rub. Who knows? Since they stopped ending these sickos' lives and saving us taxpayers hard-earned money to keep scumbags like Mitchell alive until they die of natural causes, it's the best we can get. Or maybe they take a sharpened spoon to the gut. Keep the change, I'd say. Here comes Joey Mays. Mayo to everybody. He's a decent enough partner. Been on the force longer than me, but I got seniority over him. Go figure. I guess he dillied more than I dallied getting up here to the detective squad. Homicide. Rookies in uniforms all think it's the upper echelon, whatever that means. Reserved for the cream of the crop. Let me tell you something. In a Brooklyn precinct, this is the last place you want to be. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying Brooklyn's an awful place or nothing. It's still the best of the 5 boroughs by a mile. Still the home of L&B Spumoni Gardens, where you get the best pizza in the world. Don't get a regular slice though. You gotta try the square, trust me. True, the old neighborhood that used to be 99.99% Italian is now mostly Chinese. But they're good people who brought new money to Brooklyn. And don't let anyone tell you Staten Island is any better. Only reason we put up the bridge was so we'd have a place to dump our garbage. Brooklyn's a great place, but even we got murders here. Guys like Mayo and me, we live for this. To catch slinks like Bernard Mitchell, who seem all prim and proper on the outside, but inside, didn't our blessed Lord and Savior say something about guys like that? As I said, my saggy bottom doesn't spend much time on those hard wooden church pews. And why don't they just call them benches anyway? My mother, God rest her soul, was devout. Even my father went with her every Sunday, religiously as they say. To me, that means something you do twice a year, like Christmas and Easter. So when Mayo says he goes to the gym religiously, believe me, he's got the gut on him to prove me right. But if that lousy drunk, back to my father now, not Mayo, made it to heaven, it ain't the peace and tranquility it's cracked up to be. I only hope the whole until death do you part thing means my sweet ma is free of his sorry tookus up there. Hey Murph. Mayo ain't the only one who calls me that. Most of us guys up here go by nicknames. What can I say? New Yorkers gotta make everything we say shorter. Saves air, I guess. Who wants to say, "Hello, Detective Ryan Murphy," all the time? Or ever, for that matter. And don't give me any grief about the spelling. Ma liked the name Ryan, but my dad insisted on spelling it like the Irish did, I don't know, 100 years ago. It's better than Sean, S-E-A-N, when it should be S-H-A-W-N, all I'm saying. Mel got anything for us? I'd sent Mayo downstairs to check with the coroner again. It wasn't likely he had anything new to tell us since about an hour ago when I had a coffee with the guy. If I worked here 100 more years, I don't think I'd ever get used to being around a corpse. Not Mel. He'll scoff down a sandwich over a cadaver split down the middle with its innards, outered. At my insistence, we sat in the hall to have our coffees. I gave mine a little boost. All he had on Cynthia Mitchell was the slice in her neck. No one with even one working eyeball needed a medical examiner to tell him how the woman died. He said it'd be a couple hours, Mayo says. Leaning back in my chair, I nod and sip my coffee. He also said he already told you that. The ladies in this precinct, and at least one guy if I'm being honest, think it's cute when Mayo raises that one eyebrow. Specifically, when he raises it at me. Needless to say, well, now I won't. Say it, I mean, since there's no need. How stupid is it to say, needless to say, and then say what you just declared didn't need to be said? Remember what I said about saving air by talking less? It's amazing some of us monkeys can even tie our own shoes without nodding up the tongue. Bit of advice, Mr. Spock. You want to drop that eyebrow of yours before you wake up from a nap and find it's been shaved off your face. You know I don't get your Star Wars references. What kind of idiot still doesn't know Star Wars from Star Trek? As I said, Mayo's a decent partner, but some things can't be forgiven. If you did, you'd know Mel is our resident Scotty. He always tells us it'll take longer than he knows it will. That way, when he comes back with something hours early, he looks like a miracle worker. Sorry, Murph. Mayo sits at his desk. It's butted up against mine. Expelled in a long yawn, his coffee breath breezes around the computer monitors between us. No miracles today. You betting he finds something linking this to the husband? I know it's him. He's got an alibi. When I come off my recline, the chair spring squeaks. Alibis can be faked. Seen it too many times before. He's our guy. Not without evidence, he's not. We'll find it. Or we'll sweat a confession out of him. Need leverage for that. Of course, Mayo's right. But that doesn't make him any less irritating. We'll see about that. Uniforms are bringing him up now.